Hello everybody and welcome to another Japan gameplay video. Today we're taking a look at Advanced Variable Geo. A pretty awesome all-female fighting game that has maybe been forgotten. Let's check it out.
VG 選手、増田千穂、カースト東京代表。戦いに理由などいらぬ。ただ、目前の障害を打ち倒すのみ。
VG 選手の楠木まなみちゃんです。寿司屋の兵庫県代表やね。
久保田純、スカラーク神奈川県代表。一つだけ言っておく。俺は弱いやつが嫌いだ。
京都代表。うち、結城綾子言います。よろしゅうに。うち、ザ・ライバル大阪代表、エリナ・ゴールド・スミス言いますねん。エリリンって呼んだってな。
私、びっくりモンキー東京都代表の矢島さとみです。なんだか強そうな人多いみたいだけど、私負けられない。前年度 VG 準優勝選手、モーヒーカン千葉県代表、柳瀬香織です。今年こそは去年の借りをレイミさんに返しますわ。VG 無敗3年連続優勝者、レイミジャハナよ。今回も誰が最強なのか思い知らせて差し上げます。
So we had a nice introduction there of all the characters. And there are several versions of this game, but I'm going to be looking particularly on Advanced V.G 1 for the PC Engine Turbo Duo, and also Advanced V.G 2 for the PlayStation. And I'll probably mainly focus on Advanced V.G 2, since that was quite the upgrade from the original game, but, you know, for completeness sake, I gotta show a little bit of the original here. So for this video, I'm thinking just gonna go ahead and maybe show one fight or so for each of the characters, kind of show off the characters in the original. And then we'll move on to Advanced V.G 2, and I'll kind of show off the characters in that game. And maybe we'll do the story too, which is of course in Japanese, and I kind of like to show maybe the story and then the ending of the game, for those that have never seen it. Advanced V.G 2 has some really great full screen animation. Well, let me just go ahead and I'll show off the characters real quick here. The classic characters in this fighting game. And yes, everybody is a maid in this game. And they all represent different maid cafes. Well, not maid cafes, but different cafes in Japan. And they're all competing for glory and a bunch of money, pretty much. And that's about it. Not a whole lot of story to the first one. It's the typical fighting game, but if you look really closely, there's lots of fan service, panty shots all over the place, because originally this was a hentai game, believe it or not. You probably believe it, because you should. Because yeah, it's pretty obvious this was originally pretty much a hentai game. And for the Turbo Duo and the Sega and the PlayStation versions, you know, they were kind of mellowed down a bit so that anybody could buy them. So a lot of the hentai was removed, but of course there's still the obligatory panty shots everywhere. So the first game for the PC Engine here, we're going to look at, we've got 9 characters. This is kind of the main cast. Yuka being the kind of most famous one. She's the poster, you know, character on the cover. The one in the orange maid outfit that is probably the most recognizable face. But the ninja, Chiho here, is also a fairly famous character in the game. It was kind of interesting when this came out. It was like, you know, Street Fighter 2 was mostly an all-male sort of game. You only had, you know, Chun-Li was pretty much the only female in the, you know, in the game. Eventually, Cammy came along, of course, but you know, even with that introduction, there was still very few females in fighting games. And so this one was conceived with all females. So the entire game is female cast. There is not a single guy in the entire lineup. All a bunch of big, buxom girls fighting each other. And each time you lose, you get a ripped up clothing version of them. But yeah, I'm just quickly showing, you know, one fight or so, not the usual 2 rounds out of 3. Just to get a quick look at the main characters. And I have never ever seen a normal cafe in Japan that has regular bunny girl outfits. Editing there, the bunny girl, she's got a little lighter that she keeps there in her chest. Yeah, but if anybody knows where the this cafe is, where all the waitresses dress up as bunny rabbits, let me know, because I've never been there. Sort of a maid cafe theme thing. But most of the characters are supposed to come from like a regular cafe with some kind of theme, and they represent different areas of Japan. And they're just wearing the regular cafe outfits. But yeah, they kind of do feel like maid cafe outfits. This game also had, well, yeah, I don't know what came first, probably the manga, but there was also an OVA anime with all these characters. If you were curious of watching an actual anime of this show, I think there was only just the one OVA, and the story is quite a bit different than the story of the game. But it has all the main characters, as far as I know. No, Kaori! At least they don't like cuss each other out, and they're actually pretty polite when somebody loses or when somebody wins. Let's go ahead and show a couple characters that didn't really get too much screen time before we move on to Advanced V.G 2. Let's have the two animal girls fight each other. Rabbit versus tiger, or whatever she is. And that lighter that she keeps is some serious firepower. I don't know how a lighter can do that much flame unless she's got like a little gas canister hidden somewhere in that outfit. It's a staring contest. Oh wow, actually got a timeout. Didn't really show off Satomi very much. It was just the there was an AI brief fight there right after the opening animation. I noticed all of these really weird gloves. Well, not all of them, but the main character Yuka and Satomi here, and they've all got these gloves with the really thick looking, you know, piece where the knuckles are, so it looks like they've got a roll of, you know, coins hidden in there to make their punch even more violent. I'm not sure why it looks that way, but I always thought it was an interesting, you know, calling card for the game, because as soon as I saw the fists, you know, if you see one of the characters and you see the gloves with the fists, you immediately recognize the game. Like, oh, that's from Advanced V.G. And finally, our ninja wins. Okay, last one. And we'll show off Yuka, as she's the main character of the game. I did kind of, want to show as much as possible from the original here before we move on to Advanced V.G 2, which will take up the majority of this video. And I was thinking of actually making two separate videos, but decided since the theme is Advanced V.G, just include it all in one video about the game. This is the Dance Girls stage. Of course, Yuka's gotta win. I just find it interesting they're always so polite. Say, that was a great fight. Would you fight me again sometime?
VG に参加してくれんか。ジャハナの意図を探りたいのだが、私が参加することは叶わんのでな。これは私の古い友人からの頼みなのだ。
ゆかちゃん、お願いよ。VG に出てくれないかしら。出るだけで時給100円アップ。もし優勝なんかしちゃったら500円アップよ。ねえ。
VG、それは最強のウェイトレスを決めるべく年に一度催される格闘技大会である。超大手多国籍企業ジャハナグループが主催するこの大会は賞金総額10億円、さらに選手の所属する企業には伝説の一等地が与えられる。すでに開催から3度を数えるが、ディフェンディングチャンピオンレイミ・ジャハナを倒した者はまだいない。集え、最強の女神の名のもとに。
あんた、強いんだろうな。やってみればわかるよ。見てな。俺にパワーで勝てるやつはいない。
ユカ、なぜ今の攻撃が決まらなかったかわかるまい。指導は気を操り、気を放つ。しかしそれだけではない。生けとし生けるものすべてに気の流れあり。それを読むのも 起動よ。
火の流れを読む。
さすれば相手の動きを見切れる。たとえ力、速さに凌駕されようともな。
僕、できるようになってみせる。
得得するのは至難の技だが、できれば相手の力を攻撃に加えることも可じゃ。これを武道の極意、千の千という。
やってみるよ、じっちゃん。
ファーストバトル。
So the story mode is, very similar to other fighting games. You just got some really nice animation, and then, some fights in between story, and then you fight the final boss, female version of Major Bison.
通じないなんて素晴らしいパワーだね。だけど格闘技ってそれだけじゃないんだな。
So I just briefly wanted to show the original story mode. I'm not going to do the entire story. But just give a brief look here, maybe the first 2 chapters.
遅い。
Second chapter's pretty funny here. Yuka's waiting for her opponent, and her opponent is late.
なんかアイドル歌手のコンサートみたい。来る場所間違えたかな。
Those guys you hear in the background are her fans, pretty much. Big otaku.
まなみちゃん、負けへんもん。やっぱりや、わしがついたるで。おや、その調子や。待たせたやんけ。小次郎、誰が。
She's gonna change.
ちょっと君何してんの？まなみちゃん着替えてんの？着替えるって人が見てるのよ。やんか、みんな喜ぶもん。
そうだ、まなみちゃんは正しい。邪魔すんな。
She said, it's okay if I'm changing where everybody's, looking at me. They'll be happy, right? And the fan was like, yes, you're so great, Manami-chan.
何よそれ。そんなグローブありなの？ちゃんと許可取ってんねんもんね。
ミサイルパンチ。
So that's where her attack comes from. TV show with a missile punch.
ケーブルテレビに決まっとるやんけ。ネコロケットパー。ごめん。まなみちゃん、かっこいいで。
And the audience thought that she was very cool there, even though she hit herself in the head. But yeah, a lot of good comedy in the story.
ファーストバトル。
But I think we've had enough of this old Street Fighter style all-female fighting game. Let's move on to its upgraded version on the PlayStation. This is Advanced V.G 2. And you'll notice it is quite the improvement from the original. Although I will say both are very good fighting games. So here we are in Advanced V.G. 2. And you'll notice from the introduction, you should have recognized all those characters. That's kind of why I wanted to show part 1 first. But you'll notice it has a huge difference in the graphics, the way it moves, the backgrounds. This game is just really well done. So for the rest of this video, I'm going to go ahead and focus on Advanced V.G. 2. This game added 3 new characters kind of to the story, but we've got the original 9 and kind of an extra character for the story purposes. You have these special power bars at the bottom of the screen, you'll notice, for each player, that allows you to do powered up versions of your normal attacks as well as special ability moves. So it adds quite a bit of dimension to the game. The movement is really smooth. And it's just all around an awesome fighting game. So as always, in my videos, I'm first going to show off maybe one round with each of the characters. So here we've got our ninja girl again, and Manami, of course, who can actually be pretty vicious. But yeah, ninjas are even more vicious. Now I don't know, all the moves of all the characters in this game, so I'm just kind of, experimenting with the usual away, down, toward, and down, down, forward, toward, combinations to do special moves. And hopefully it's just a nice show off of all the characters. Yeah, I grew bunny ears there for a moment. Here's our dance party girl. She's always quite interesting. Take that slap. As always, our bunny girl has a very vicious lighter. And of course, this game has lots of penny shots, just like the other one. That just goes to show you the power of bunny girls. So this girl in green is one of the green hair is one of the extra or new characters. But yeah, June is not to be messed with. see a wrestler waitress. June is it. That guy in the background with the muscle. Here's another new character with the green. She's another kind of shinobi style character. So let's have ninja versus ninja. Chiho's probably gonna kick my butt though. Like suddenly there's some wind in the building whenever there's a victory. So this is Tamao on the left, who is kind of the main story person for the Advanced VG2 story mode, which I will show because it has some pretty awesome story dialogue, as well as some really nice full screen animation scenes. And this is the only place you can see it, because it's not in the actual OVA anime. Notice a few of Tamo's aerial moves. When she's coming down, she has to hold her skirt, but it's pretty much too late. Everybody's seen it. So the normal mode of the game is just choosing a character, which I just did. I chose the bunny girl, Edirin, and you just pretty much go through all of the opponents, and then you get a kind of small kind of ending picture or story that involves the character that you chose. Same as Street Fighter. But I'm not gonna go through the whole thing, just wanted to show it real quick. Okay, enough of that. So the rest of this video is gonna be the story mode of Advanced VG2, and so if you're curious, stay tuned. I know this is probably going to be a long video, but I really wanted to include the story as it's quite good. And then it'll showcase, all the characters at least one more time. And I'll be using Tamao for the entire story because she's the main character, not Yuka, surprisingly. But Tamao has been kind of introduced as a story elemental. And this way I can at least master one of the characters for some more interesting fights. Whereas I don't know the other characters' moves, so I'll have to focus on just the one. So Tamao is a very energetic young lady, and she entered the tournament just to look for her senpai, which is
でも
Yuka.
ゆかさんの方が
She kind of idolizes Yuka
全てにおいて
as she saw her in the previous
あなたより優れ
battle
てましたよ
in Advanced V.G. 1.
私頑張ります。
And so she's searching
柳瀬香織です
for Yuka in the tournament.
メガネの香りさん。
And she calls Kaori the glasses girl, Kaori. But yeah, like many of my Japan videos, I'd like to show as much of the game as possible. And I think just showing it off without commentary is maybe not all that entertaining. I know my commentary is probably not all that entertaining either.
おかしいな。
But
ここでゆか先輩の
hey,
試合をやるはずなのに。
hopefully you get some fun out of the story here. There is some fun stuff.
第16会場で行われる試合
So she's here hoping Yuka is going to show up.
竹内優香選手の
But apparently Yuka is not available for this battle. So Tama was pretty sad about that.
試合が見られると思って。
It's like
ゆか T シャツを着て
she got the Yuka t-shirts and she got all the Yuka stuff ready to cheer for Yuka.
まもなく第5会場で2回戦の第1試合が開始
So we're going to go to our next battle,
選手は結城彩子と三剣玉緒
which is her.
いけない。私も試合だったんだ。
So she totally forgot that she was actually in the tournament and her fight is next with our lovely dancing girl.
あんたが香織藩を破らはった三剣玉緒藩どすかどうすうちの華麗な踊りは
すごいすごい。
So it's kind of funny, since they're all women, they complement each other.
死滅したはずのジュリアス系だ。まるで恐竜をリアルタイムで見せられてる気分。
はやりスタリに
But it's kind of interesting,
ポリシーのある人間と言うてほしい
the
わ
girl on the right,
ジュリ戦だ。
her fight style is dancing. So it's kind of like Drunken Master. It makes it hard to read her moves because she's dancing, during the battle.
あんた言葉の使い方振るおますえ
そんなことない
Say
もん。
your words are old. So she asked the audience, is my way of speaking old? And the audience is like,
口の
no.
減らへん嬢ちゃんと観客どすなよろし
Once again, look at the glove in her hand.
うちの
She's got that roll of 100 yen
後
coins
悔させてあげます
stuffed up there in the glove, ready to punch somebody in the face. And with PlayStation 1 fashion, we get a lovely loading screen. But you notice Ayako is always dancing. Boy, that was quite the brutal beating. She doesn't have much clothes left.
そんなことない。お姉さんの拳光ってたよ。ゆか先輩みたいに。
ゆか
So of course everybody knows who Yuka
お
is.
気に玉緒ちゃんそや
So she's gonna be nice and give Tamo her fan.
ダ
It's
サ
like,
いからいらない。
it's like ugly looking. I don't want this.
うさうさ。
Just kidding. I'll keep
当然
it
やわ
as a
それと
precious
うち
memento
を
of the
倒したから
fight.
にはちゃんと優勝してもらいますえ
And she said, "You better win now, since you defeated me." Here in the beginning of the story, the AI opponents aren't too difficult until you get to the female Major Bison, quote-unquote, ending. So there are a total of 10 chapters. I'll try to go through them here as quick as possible to show you the ending to the game.
VG を主催しているジャハナグループってすっごいんだ。 VG をやるためだけに島を丸ごと買い取って
I wonder who our next opponent's gonna be. For in a Uenchi here, a theme park.
スナーピーもおるやんか。あんな大声で恥ずかしいな。
恥ずかしいでしょう. I wonder who our next opponent will be. It's just like with the fight with Yuka in part 1.
一緒に写真撮ってサイン書いて3回回ってニャーって泣いてな。なあええやろなあええやんか。まなみちゃんが頼んでんねんで。やってや地球を破壊に導くほどわがままだわ。
I also want to, show off the great voice acting, even though it's in Japanese. I hope you'll enjoy it.
ほんならまなみちゃんとやるときは使わんといてや。
And this time she didn't strip down when she was changing her outfit, but she still changed her outfit.
まなみちゃんや。さっきの約束守ってや。卑怯じゃない。女に二言はない。やろ？本当はそうじゃないけど、なぜか言い返せない。まなみちゃんの新しい猫ロケットパンチ。
She's got her Neko Rocket Punch.
もう単純すぎる罠にかかってデンジャラス気分だよ。
Alrighty, here we go. Manami-chan fight.
Round 1. Fight, fight.
Now, I was actually doing pretty bad in this fight because I didn't realize that my special skills were sealed. So for this fight, you have to fight pretty much fair and square. I can't use any of my special abilities. It's just the basic attacks. And that's what happened in that dialogue there. Ooh, that's a big fist. She tricked me into agreeing, to do this fight without, special moves against a little girl. Just a fair and square fist fight. So I lost quite a few times. But rather than show you all of my losses, we'll just continue the story here.
まなみちゃんの賞金もろてお菓子のお城作ろう。
So she's lost all her money, and she wanted to make a castle of candy. So her dream of making a castle completely of candy and living in it like a princess is destroyed. So now she's begging Tamo-chan if she wins, will you please make a castle of sweets for me?
お菓子への執着なのね。なあ、ええやろ
But after the fight, we see Yuka.
やっぱり来てたんだ。先輩、待ってください。
Yuka senpai.
どこ行くん？まなみちゃんも連れてってーな。
Yeah, the story has quite a bit of humor in it, some fun moments, some serious moments.
新しい女神を呼び込む風が。
レイミ。
お父様。
Here is Reimi, who is kind of was the main final character in the first game. And Yuka has made an appearance.
VG に？
本人の意思なのか、それとも。
お父様、すぐにヘリの用意を。
Father, prepare the helicopters.
用意させよ。
And he just does it.
ようやく見つけたわ。竹内優香。
So apparently Yuka went missing for a while between the first game and the second game, so something happened. course, our main character Tomo is, trying to find her.
あの
So it's an interesting
このホテ
take,
ルに竹内優香
using a
って人
different
が泊まってい
character
るって聞い
instead
たん
of
です
the
けど
main
呼んで
character
もらえませんか
for the storytelling.
少々お待ちください。
ついに先輩と会えるんだわ
So apparently Yuka is staying at this hotel,
大変申し訳ありませんが、
but
そのような
he's
方は当ホテルに
unable
宿
to
泊され
find
てない
her
んです
name on the list.
ガーンそうだ大会委員
Gone.
会に直接聞いた情報なのにあなた三剣玉緒ちゃんでしょあなたは
And here we have another one of our favorite main characters.
VG 選手の矢島さとみ次の対戦相手のこ
So
とぐらい
Satomi is our next rival.
ところであなた今
I think she and Yuka work at the same
優香先輩のこと知ってるん
cafe
ですか
or either the same chain or something because they both have the orange kind of themed
そういうあな
maid
たはなぜ
or
優香に会い
waitress
たいわけ
outfit.
知り合い
But this girl, of course, uses fire
あの実は
as one of her
優香先輩
main
には一度も会ったことないんで
attacks,
す
as you've already seen.
先輩っていうのも私が勝手にそう呼んでるだけで
ラウンド
行きます
1、はいはい。
So I'll skip some of the long story stuff and just leave in, the kind of main story elements as well as the fights. Because this is all about this fighting game and just showing off what it looks like for those that have never seen it or never tried it. I guess I haven't really mentioned it yet, but this game is really good. And even if you don't know any Japanese, this game is perfectly playable. And you got lots of sexy girls that have their clothes all ripped up because Tomo is a jerk.
さとみさん驚いたともちゃん本当は合わせたくなかったんだけどあれが
That's the only reason Tomo is in this tournament is to rip everybody's clothes up. But since this is a fighting game,
前の VG の決勝の後
it's very approachable and it's one that you could play in a different language.
戻ってきた
And I think there are move lists probably online that you can look up,
そんな
to figure out the special moves if you don't actually have the manual for the game. But yeah, it's very playable and it's a very fun fighting game. I had a lot of fun going through the story. We're already halfway.
増田千穂さん前回の VG に出場してた人で戦国時代から続いている忍びの家系なんだって
So, mentioning Chiho, who of course is our shinobi character,
答えろ
and apparently she knows something about what's going on with Yuka.
私はお前を倒すために VG にエントリーしたんだぞお頭の差し金か
The girl on the left is the new entry to the story, and the girl on the right, of course, is our ninja.
そして聞かせてもらおうお前が何をしよう
For
として
story
いるか
purposes, she isn't actually a rival.
お取り込み中すみません増田千穂さんですか何者だお前は
And of course, Tomo is here to ask about Yuka, and the other ninja girl is upset that Tomo is interrupting their dialogue, so they have a fight. But I'll show these old Japanese ninjas. Ugh. Never mind, she showed me.
玉をラズ。
Okay, so after winning that fight, gonna go ahead and continue with the story.
何も生み出さない拳。そんなものいらない。
Yuka's contemplating the fights, and it's like she doesn't want to be there, just to hurt people and to, win the fight.
なぜならあなたは今までで最高の素材だから。たとえ心を閉ざしたとしても拳は動く。見せてもらうわ、あなたの性能を。そして隣にいる少女、あなたに。
So this is the main villain of this game, Miranda, the female Major Bison.
準々決勝進出を決めたのは若干14歳の三剣玉緒。新しい女神の誕生か。
勝つ。絶対に勝つ。ゆか先輩のために。玉緒ちゃん、さとみさん、どうしたんですか？次の対戦が発表されたのよ。でも、
Of course, we have the obligatory shower room scene.
どういうことですか？タッグマッチ。
But apparently our next round is going to be a tag team fight
ゆかチームと久保田純、エリナゴールドスミスチームで戦
with
うの。
two girls that lost to Yuka in the first game. So they got a grudge
ゆかを潰そうとしてるの。
against Yuka.
そんなこと私がさせません。絶対に。
So Tomo is going to fight as her partner.
俺はずっと待ってたぜ。この瞬間が来るのをな。
Did that rabbit girl grow in certain proportions since the first game?
僕は
Here's the first, time we really get to see our
調子が悪い。
lovely Yuka again. But she doesn't want to fight anymore.
落ち着いてください。拳は使いたくない。
So in that fight, she throws the battle.
俺はそんなお前を倒すために VG に参加したんじゃな
I
いの。
wasn't able to control her at all, and she throws the
こんな
fight.
ふぬけなんかとは戦う
So
気
the
も
two
起こらねえ
rivals are
わ。
pretty upset.
まったくうちらの一年をどないしてくれんねん。
One year they trained
なんやお前は。
to fight Yuka.
これは俺たちとユカの問題だ。部外者
So
は口を出すんじゃねえ。
Tomo is going to take them both
先
on.
輩のこと何にも分かってないくせに。
なんだと。
言いたいことがあったら私に勝ってからにして。
面白い。
この欲求不満あんたで晴らしとる。
はいはい。
So this fight was pretty tough. You have to defeat both of them, with one round and the same life bar. Since it's a tag team match. Ugh. You'll notice my health is lower than Editing's, so it gives me a slight disadvantage. So time to start spamming the usual move that seems to always work. You can always find a move that you can just spam forever.
お前、波じゃねえよ。
And of course, after their clothes are all ripped up, they seem to calm down and actually talk to us normally.
あんたのキーはユカ
Yep, I'm pretty sure our rabbit girl grew since the last game.
ユカと戦った気分やで。
Not in height, but in other ways.
うちらもまだまだ修行せなあかん。
Her rabbit ears are much bigger.
そうだ。
ユカの様子が変わった？はい。この前のタッグマッチの時、先輩がね、玉緒のこと褒めてくれたんですよ。ね、先輩。
So they're trying to, get Yuka out of her brooding mood, I guess.
そろそろ前の大会の後何があったのか話してくれ。
Satomi's, asking what happened to Yuka after the fight in the first game.
大
丈夫ですよ、さとみさん。
but she doesn't want to talk about it.
先輩、きっと心を開いてくれますって。
そんな時間は残されていないわ。
And guess who appears? Raimi.
じゃあレイミ？じゃあ、あの人が1回目と2回目の VG 優勝
The
者。
main villain from the first game, technically.
レイミ？
なるほど。聞かされていた通りのようね。
え？
バーニンローズ！
先輩、大丈夫ですか？ちょっと！
So she's, sort of testing Yuka.
この程度の技、私の知ってる竹内優香なら簡単に
It's
見
like
切
the
っている。
Yuka that I would know
なぜなのユカ？
would never have, been hit by that. She would have easily been able to dodge it.
あなたにはわからない。
やはりお母様が。
言わないで。
やめて。
Something her mother
邪魔を
did.
しないで。
先輩ができないって言う
So
なら
something bad was done
私
to
が代わりに
Yuka.
やるもん。先輩が苦しんでいるのなら、私がその苦しみを取り払ってあげるんだから。
できるというの？あなたに。
やってみせるもん。
わかったわ。ならば今夜、私の屋敷へいらっしゃい。あなたの力。
So our next fight is going to be against Raimi. And once again, the AI opponents become pretty tough at this point. So you might notice me starting to spam moves that I know work.
玉をウォン。
先輩をいじめた罰なんだから。やめて、ともおちゃん。先輩、ゆか。
玉緒ちゃんを見てて分かったよ。動き出さなくちゃ殻を破れないってこと。
Like somehow,
だから僕
with her watching us fight, we've broken her out of her brooding.
僕の父さんみたいな不幸な人を増やさないために。
She wants to make sure that nobody suffers
素晴らしい貢献者もいるようだしね。
like she did, apparently.
あなたは
They haven't
前
quite
だけを見て
explained
生き
what
る人よ。
what they did to her, but they did something.
そうだった。忘れてたよ。
このリボン返した方がいいかしら。
それはレイミのものだよ。
ありがとう。
So Raimi was going to give her her ribbon back, her hair ribbon, which she got from the first game when she was defeated. So the stories are kind of interlinked
ありがとう。
from the first game
玉緒ちゃん
story,
のおかげだよ。感じたんだ。
and it continues on from that point.
レイミの気から流れて。
All right, chapter 8. So Yuka is
もっとえぐいように
teaching Tamo some new skills.
技を出しながら体の
And
中に
story-wise, once we fight Yuka, we'll get Tamo's special move, which you normally have, but for story mode purposes, you only get it after the fight with Yuka.
その力は計り知れない。今の僕に受け止めることができるだろうか。でも
And of course, we have obligatory shower scene number 2, because we always need 2 of those, right?
先輩と戦えるなんて。私は先輩に会って先輩と戦いたいって思って VG に参加したんですよ。
そっか、そうだったよね。はい。玉緒ちゃん、明日は正々堂々と試合をしようね。後悔のないように。はい。
So she wants her to have a fair and square fight
こ
tomorrow.
れじゃダメだよ。僕に勝つつもりでやんなくちゃ。
わかりました。全力で頑張ります。体動かしたら なんだかお腹空いてきちゃいました。先に行ってていいよ。僕もすぐ行くから。はーい。ゆか、さとみ、たまおちゃんと本気で戦うつもり？もちろん、たまおちゃんはすごいよ。あの子はまだまだ伸びる。誰かが後ろからポンと押してあげれば、今までよりもっともっと高く飛べると思うんだ。ゆか、僕にでもたまおちゃんの背中を押してあげることはできると思うんだ。分かったわ。
So she's planning on,
でも、
giving Yuka or Tamao a bit of a push
僕だってそう
so
簡単
that
に負けら
she
れない
can
もん。
excel
明日は
and
全
improve
力で
her
ぶつかるよ。
fighting capabilities.
ラウンド1ファイト。
Alright, we get to fight our lovely Yuka, which is no easy task. And after this fight, we'll have a pretty nice full animation scene. So if you stuck with me this far in the video, some pretty awesome scenes coming up to look forward to. So make sure not to stop the video now because you're going to miss the best part of the game. And yeah, I lost to Yuka quite a few times before I won.
さすがだね、たまおちゃん。先輩、私無我夢中で。思ってた以上の気だった。これがたまおちゃんの本当の力だよ。たまおの本当の力？そう。もしかして先輩はそのことを教えようと？決勝戦頑張るんだぞ。僕の中にある因縁を断ち切るためにも。はい、私全力で頑張ります。ありがとうございました。私先輩に会えてよかった。
So we have a pretty nice scene there where Yuka pushed Tomo over the edge to finally awaken her true fighting abilities. And of course our villain is very interested in Tomo and her skills now, since she feels like Yuka's kind of her failure now.
VG も噂ほどではないな。コンピューターでは測れない力があの子にはあるもの。
レイミさん、
久しぶりね、カオリ。
VG に出場
So
していないあな
Kaori's
た
doing a
が
bit of research
どう
here,
してここに？
as she always does on her computer.
じゃあ花の、いえ、VG のために。
VG の？
Trying to find out what the underhanded stuff is that's going on.
私ドキドキしてきました。大丈夫。今のたまおちゃんの力なら勝てるよ。
So supposedly this is the final round
先輩に勝てたんだもの。
against
対戦相手はなかなか強敵
a
よ。
kind of, one of the new characters, the rare
二度と戦えないほどの大怪我を負っているわ。
vampire-like lady.
先輩、どうしよう。
But of course, everybody knows it's not going to be the
気持ちで負けたらダメだ。
final round,
迷ったら負けだからね。
because you always have the final last boss showing up.
三剣玉を。まさかこんな子供が決勝戦に出てこようとは。
So yeah, this girl is just vampire written all over her.
余裕くれてると後悔するわよ。
あらかじめ言っておくが、 私は手加減というものができない。せいぜい壊れないよう気をつけることだ。
She hopes that we don't break.
ちょっとビビっちゃったけど、でも私は一人で戦ってるわけじゃ
But
な
at
いん
least
だから
Tomo was nice and positive.
壊してやる。
Round 1. Fight!
Who said that?
I actually didn't find Saki to be all that deadly. She's pretty nasty with a bunch of close range attacks, but she's not quite as hard as I expected a final opponent to be. Quote unquote final opponent. Lost about once or twice, but in the end, I won. With a timeout.
Tamao. Whoop.
Has to be the most insulting win of all time.
なんだこの力。
And even though we timed out, her clothes are all ripped up.
明らかに違う。いや、一発放つごとに奴の拳は力を増している。
これが私と先輩の拳だよ。
思いや気持ちが拳に宿っているというのか。
ゆか先輩が教えてくれたの。この拳への思い。
そんなことあるわけがない。戦いは勝者と敗者しか生まん。勝者は敗者を叩き潰す。ただそれだけだ。
This is the usual dialogue from the villain, you know. Can't be anything with, you know, just the strength of the fists and the,
それだけじゃない。
you know, heart of the player. It's all about who wins, who
みんな
loses,
に教
blah,
えて
blah,
もらった
blah.
もの。
こんなアマちゃんに負けたのかこの私が。この屈辱は忘れんぞ。三剣玉を今度会った時は必ずお前を倒す。
And it ends with the usual threats.
玉緒ちゃん、先輩。私、間違ってませんよね。ね、そうだよ。忘れないで。優勝おめでとう、玉緒ちゃん。
So that's it. We won the tournament. Hooray!
ゆか先輩も、さとみさんも。
We went through
や
all
っ
the
ぱりまなみ
characters.
ちゃんが思ってた通りや。なあ、玉緒ちゃん。
And we're all apparently friends now, even though I punched everybody in the face multiple times. And of course, our little editing, or not editing, but our little cat girl there wants her candy castle.
これでまだ強うなるんやから、かなわんわ。わかりました。うちが玉緒ちゃんの優勝を祝して一曲踊りましょう。
誰もそんなこと言ってね。
ゆか先輩、かおりさん来てないですね。うん、声はかけておいたんだけど。
Yeah, Kaori is a little busy on the computer. She is the Megane no Kaori. So during our congratulation party here, a mysterious letter arrives for Tamao,
手紙？誰だろう。
which should set off warning
優
lights.
勝おめでとう。つきましては、私どものパーティーに招待したくお手紙を送ります。場所は
So we need to be meeting somebody at the top floor of a tower. From M. It's pretty obvious who it's from. Miranda. And our ninja makes an appearance, who we didn't get to fight in the story, but that's why I showed a few of her fights in the beginning of this VG2 part. I did want to show her fighting style. So now we're heading to Miranda's tower for the final showdown.
行こう。はい。
「
ジャハナタワーの最上階。
And Yuka seems to know because Yuka was imprisoned here and
気をつけて。
they were using her cells, doing some experimentation, to try to make the ultimate warrior. The typical, I don't know, it seems like the typical story ending to these fighting games. Major Bison, whatever, always trying to make the ultimate super fighting, warrior or something.
タマオちゃん、そういう言い方は誤解を生むからやめてね。あ、すみません。
とっても元気で結構よ。
So we get our Miranda villain here in her black spandex. And she is quite the deadly opponent. So Yuka refuses to let her continue this experimentation on what they call hybrids for hybrid fighting. But apparently Miranda herself is absorbed, all the different fighting skills of everybody else. So apparently she's supposed to be the ultimate.
私の求めている要素の一つに過ぎないってこと。要素の一つってどういうこと？出ていらっしゃい。私の可愛い人形たち。ハイブリッツ？
So there's the hybrids that she's making. So we have a quick fight with the hybrids, which I'm going to go ahead and cut out here. It's just a simple, kind of lame one-round quick fight. And then we're going to have a montage of death from Miranda. So there was the end of the hybrids. But yeah, I had to fight Miranda about 10 to 15 times before I could finally win. She's one of those final boss, with just ridiculous moves that are, impossible to dodge and just so unfair. Do way more damage than you usually do. So I hope everybody will enjoy my suffering just to see the ending of this epic fighting game. The usual bow before me. So this fight is preemptive, I can't control it, and the outcome is always the same. Double KO with Yuka and Miranda. You'd think like if it was a double KO, then that means we would have won, right? Because Tamo could just carry Yuka Senpai out. And we can leave Miranda to rot. But of course Yuka was just trying to protect Tamo there by fighting Miranda herself. But now it's going to be up to us.
Miranda 私の本当の力を出せたことは褒めてあげるわ。さっきも言ったでしょ。ハイブリッツは私の計画の一部。私が求めていたのはこの体よ。どういうこと？マテリアルの中にある生体因子。 それこそが私の求めていたもの。私はそれを受けることによって新しい肉体を手に入れる。
そんなの人の生き血を吸って生きる吸血鬼と同じじゃない。
じゃあ花は生き続けるわ。私と共に。
狂ってる。
こんなことまでして。
Yep, she's crazy. Major Bison's wife.
玉緒ちゃん、これを。
これは
Just kidding, no relation.
ごめんね。
So Yuka's gonna give us her hair ribbon, just like she gave it to Reimi
お願い。
in the first game.
勝って。
もちろんです。絶対に勝ちます。
ありがとう。
先輩、ちょっと休んでいてくださいね。
I'd like to say that I was gonna win, but yep, we're gonna take a beating here.
私が倒せるものか。
一人じゃないもん。先輩と一緒だもの。
And after the final battle, we have a very epic full anime cutscene. So make sure to stay with me here till the end of this video.
絶対に許さないんだから。
玉をウォン。
この私が圧倒された。完全ではないとはいえ、マテリアルの生体因子で強化されている私を。
そんな人から奪ったような力で私は倒せないんだから。
信じられない。ただの人間のくせに。お前は何者だ。
ただの人間だから強くなれるのよ。そんなことがわからないの？
これは
レイミ。
先ほどの映像を見てお分かりの通り、ジャハナグループ内で数々の犯罪行為が行われていました。
グループ全体ではないにせよ、人の命をもてあそぶような行為を行ったことには変わりはありません。私、ジャハナ隆一郎は最高責任者であるジャハナ・ミランダを罷免し、ジャハナグループの解体を宣言します。
どうしてあのファイルがレイミたちの手に。
優秀なプログラマーがいてくれたからね。
柳瀬香織か。
先輩、知ってたんですか？レイミからね。それまでミランダを抑えていてくれって。
まさかね、実の娘と夫に裏切られるとは。
レイミの気持ちわからないの？彼女を追い込んだのはあなたよ。
私の計画は邪魔させない。たとえ娘であってもね。
ひどい。
三剣玉を必ず迎えに行くわ。それまでもっと強くなりなさい。
待ちなさい、ミランダ。ここで逃がすわけにはいかない。追いかけるよ、玉緒ちゃん。はい。
まったミランダがここまで追い詰めたのに。
10年以上もの歳月をかけた計画がしかしマテリアルとなる素材は見つけたわ。私の計画は最終段階を迎える。
そうはいかない。
誰だ？
VG 選手増田千穂。
私の周りをこそこそと嗅ぎ回っていたくのいちか。こしゃくな。
観念しろ。お前が逃げ切れる場所はこの世界にはない。
何？
今頃 M ファイルを完全に解析した霊魅たちが世界中にある関連施設を封鎖している。何がおかしい？さあ早く引き返してもらおうか。
こうまで母を裏切るなんて、なんていけない子なのかしら。
一体何を？
レイミ、お母さんお仕置きしてあげなくちゃ。そうでしょレイミ。
機体の進路が変わった。まさか島にある核施設に。
ゆか、玉緒ちゃん。
レイミ、香織さん。
おいおい、俺たちもいるぜ。
ジュン、サトミ。でもどうしてここに？
千穂からの連絡よ。
じゃああの飛行機には千穂さんが？
そうみたいね。
私だ。いいか、よく聞け。千穂さん。千穂さん。竹内優香、それに三剣玉緒もちょうどいい。ミランダはこの機体をこの島の動力である核融合システムにぶつけるつもりだ。優香、玉緒、お前たちの気をこの機体にぶつけるんだ。そんな。千穂さんはどうなっちゃうんですか？忍びは闇に散るのが定めだ。気にするな。でも島にいる5万人の命を散らすつもりか？千穂さん。
千穂、私との勝負はついてないぞ。
その声は京子か。お前の声が聞けてよかった。柳生のことは任せたぞ。さらばだ。千穂、千穂さん、そんなのやだよ。
さあ、機体の進路を変えるのよ。
ひどい、そんなこと言うなんて。レイミさん、いいんだね。レイミ、
あなたが因縁を断ち切るように、私も。
分かったよ。やろう、玉緒ちゃん。みんなのために。でも
私からも頼む。忍びとして、千穂の友として。
それじゃあ始めようぜ。
私たちの気をこの拳に込めて。ゆか、玉緒、私の拳はこの瞬間のために。
何？
Alrighty, and that was Advanced VG2, Advanced Variable Geo on the PlayStation. And yeah, I know this video is kind of long, but I really wanted to kind of show off the game, and you know, for archive's sake, I wanted to show as much as I could, and I thought the story mode would be a great way to, you know, show all the anime cutscenes as well as you know, a showcasing of each character, and yeah, have a little bit more fun than just having fights. But I highly recommend this game. When I played through it, it was a lot of fun. The controls are really responsive, and the combos and moves are quite satisfying. So it's a really good, you know, Street Fighter 2 style fighting game. All female waitress fighting game, if you're into that sort of thing. But the final cutscene there, you know, our shinobi friend snuck onto the airplane, and I think Miranda had like a gun or something hidden in the cockpit controls, and that's what shot her. But everybody there at the end used their ki, or you know, their kind of soul energy, whatever you want to call it, and aimed it straight at Chiho, our shinobi who was in the airplane, and they blew up the airplane, and hopefully we got rid of Albert Wesker, Miranda, and took her out for good, but who knows. But yeah, overall, I just want to say this is a really good game. The whole series is quite interesting, and it's, you know, surprising that it has its own lore, and I don't know, it's kind of an infamous game, but people, I think, readily recognize it when they see Yuka on the cover. It's like, oh hey, there's that orange waitress outfit girl. Yeah, it's that Advanced Variable Geo fighting game. But it's one of those that you don't see a whole lot of footage of it on YouTube, so I wanted to show off both games as much as I could. And you know, I'm sorry for the length of the video, but I just wanted you guys to enjoy it and see as much as possible. So thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next Japan gameplay video. Oh, and by the way, there's a special scene right here at the end of the video. Make sure to check it out. Our happy ending. Shinobi never die. We'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching, everybody. 皆さん、じゃあ、またね。見てくれてありがとうございました。